what's happening.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you people hear me? Yeah. Okay. So you're having Mike Bullion, billion or bullion. All right. So I hope everyone is doing well. So today is Thursday, 15th of May, 2025. Are you making money from the Forex market? Are you really making money from the market, or you are just donating to the are you donating or you are making money? Let me know if you are donating or you are making money. So you have to take trade live with you on the stream this morning because I'm seeing some two opportunities. But before that, I have to wait for pre-lending session. So around 6 a.m., I'll look at it and see if it has passed or is still valid for us to be taking the trade. So kindly indicate in the chat, are you donating or you are making money from the market? Are you donating or you are making money from the market? So kindly give a like to the video too as well. And so on this stream, if you are having any challenge or any problem, kindly indicate it in the chat box. So I'm a professional trader, so I know what to tell you to be able to what to be successful. If you have any challenge or you are trading and you are losing money, you are struggling to make it work, kindly indicate your challenge in the chat box and I will surely address it. So you are learning to stop donating. A lot of people are donating money to the market. You are donating money to the brokers. You don't have to. A lot of people are trading with no plan. That's why people keep on losing money. Trading becomes very simple if you have a plan, but if you don't have a plan, it becomes very difficult to make money from the market. You need to have a plan. Okay, plan on what is going to guide you when it comes to your entries, your exits, okay, how to close a trade, your setups, and those things. You have to have all those things should be. Trading is kind of very technical and systematic. You get it? So you have to kindly, you have to write everything in your mind. So the moment you see it on the chart, you just what remember it fast and you execute. But if you don't have a plan, and with a plan too, it should be proven, it should be tested and proven. You should have a track record. Okay, you should have a track record. If you don't have those things, forget to make it in trading. Forget making it in trading. Yeah, so this morning I'm expecting this trade to move a buy. So by all means, you will get it and you take it on the stream. I'm very sure it's going to flip. The moment it starts flipping around 6 a.m., you after the news has been released, the GDP, after the GDP has been released, you surely take this trade on the stream. So it's not the range is not that wide, like 16 pips, but I think it's cool. It's like a very small range. And GBP, yeah, so this one too is looking good. But one thing about this trade, okay, one thing about GBP, GBP card is what the daily time frame is kind of what an uptrend. But I'll exit and take it because I know the reason why I'm saying that. Okay, I'll focus on the H4 time frame and take it. But before that, you have to wait for. So let's first of all move to the fundamentals and see. So really struggling, boss. Alpha, you are struggling. You are struggling. Are you struggling? Do you have so anytime someone asks me or anytime someone says he's struggling in trading, first of all, the first question I ask is, are you having a plan? Like, do you have a plan when it comes to how? Do you have a plan that when it comes to your entry? Do you have something that you've been doing it consistently? That's the most important thing. Okay. Or are you doing things randomly? So kindly indicate with all your for how many trades have you taken so far, and with those trades that you've taken, are they like consistent? In case maybe auditors come around to audit your trades that you've taken, are they going to find the trades that you've taken consistently? Are they all consistent? So alpha, I'm asking. With your trades that you've taken in the past, in case auditors come around to audit your trades, your history, your trade history, are they going to find similar thing? Are you doing similar thing? Are you doing the same thing? Okay. Are you doing the same thing? Or like you are going to just find out that you are doing random things. Today you do maybe today you take trades in this way, the following day you take it in this way. So if in case maybe reflecting on your history and it is not consistent, that means you have a problem. Okay. At least, even if you're having like two types of when it comes to your entry. So me, for instance, when it comes to my entry, I'm having two types of entries that I mostly what enter. Either the H4 will give me an entry, or the lower time frames will give me my entry. So I use candlestick analysis always, still not going my way. So candlestick is just general. If you say candlestick, is just general word that I use candlesticks analysis. Candlestick analysis. We all use candlestick analysis. Everyone use candlestick. You read candlestick is just an accumulation of price fluctuation. Okay, or accumulation of price changes. So if you say you use candlestick, you've said nothing. What do you see before you enter a trade? Well, maybe I wait. I take the pullbacks. We have pullbacks. Maybe, I focus on pullbacks. If price, maybe you see price does two things. Price does two things. It's either going to move up or it's either going to come down. So you ask yourself, or maybe if price mostly what is going to react on zone to zone. So do you take, if price get to a demand level, do you wait for a breakout from the supply level before you take a trade? Or if price gets to a supply level, you wait for what? A pullback for price to come to what? A demand level before you take a trade. So these are the things you have to know. You get it? These are the things you have to know. Do you wait for a breakout, or what? Price is either going to break out or is either going to what? Pull back. So which one do you take? That's what you need to ask yourself. Which one do you mostly take? You take the breakout or you take the pullback? And with that, this is a setup. And when it comes to the entry, how do you enter a trade? Do you wait for maybe candle confirmation? Maybe if price has gotten to a demand level, do you wait for a shift in trend? Maybe if the lower time frames are what, a downtrend, do you wait for a shift in trend? Or you wait for maybe a candle confirmation? You get it? So you need to have all these things. All these things should be encrypted in your brains or in your minds for you to what, to make that decision. If you are not having these things, forget it. So if you talk about candlestick analysis, you've said nothing. Everyone is using candlestick. Candlestick is just a representation of price. Okay, candlestick is just a representation of price changes. Price is what fluctuating. Price is what moving up and down. So candlestick is just used to represent price. So if you say candlestick, you've said nothing. So understand, okay, you have to have all these rules, and with your rules, it should be tested and proven. Okay, you have to make sure you are having history. That's what is going to give you the confidence to execute a trade. You have to make sure you're having the history backing the trades that you are taking. Okay, you're having a history back. So me, for instance, I've been able to pass prop firms. I've been able to receive multiple payouts from that. You get it? So all these things give me confidence that, oh, my system works. I keep on repeating what I did that gave me the pass out, give me the payout. Okay, I keep on repeating the same thing and keep on refining. Refining doesn't mean I'm changing it totally. Maybe instead of me to waiting, taking an impulse entry, at this time I have to wait for candle to close. So all these things are what? History. So data is very, very important. Forex is, if you're a forex trader, it's like we're working at the statistical department. You get it? When it comes to the statistical department, data is very, very important to them. So in trading too, data should also be very, very important to you. Data should be very, very important. If you don't have a data, then forget. Okay, if you don't have data, then forget. So you need to have a data. So I was expecting this candle to break. I was expecting this candle to break above this zone, because this zone is a higher time frame, and if this candle decides to break below this one, then the chances that this one will continue moving down is very high. But price should move up, because looking at the daily and the H4 time frame, they're all pointing up. So let's see. Everything is going to what? You are going to make decisions. So I might risk something on this trade setup. Okay, I might risk something on this trade setup, because daily time frame, I'm seeing a wick over here for this wick to fill. So the moment this one will flip, let me see. Okay, so you're having a zone over here. You're having a zone over here. Okay. So this one is not valid to me because the H4 closed below the zone. The candle closed. The candle was not able to break above the zone. So it's not valid. Oh. I was thinking the candle closed above, but the candle still was below the zone. So now let my focus be on the USD CHF rather. So now my focus is on USD CHF. That's where my focus on. I want to, when this candle starts flipping, that's when I will be looking for a buy. So let's first of all check the fundamentals. So you are going to be having GDP. So first of all, let's ask ourselves, what is GDP? GDP simply means gross domestic products. Okay. What it means is what goods and services produce. Okay, goods and services produced within a country, or goods and services produced by a country. Goods and services produced by a country. So what does it mean, and what is the impact? So this means what changes in the goods and services produced by a country. So the previous numbers they're expecting 0.1%. Sorry. So they are expecting, this is the data. They're expecting, the previous numbers they had 0.5%. The data that was released was 0.5%. And currently they're expecting 0.0%. So what does this say about the currency or the economy? So with this one, what it says about the economy, or what it speaks about the economy, is what GDP is very low. If GDP is low, that means economic activity, there was less economic activities happening in the economy. You get it? Because GDP simply means the goods that are being produced. If goods are being produced, that means like activities are happening. Production, like employment rate is very high. You get it? Unemployment is very low. Retail sales is very high, because the moment they start goods and services, they are producing more goods. What you have to understand is what money is going to come in the pocket of people. People will be getting job to do. So what is going to happen is what employment rate is going to be very high. Unemployment is going to be very low. Retail sales is going to increase, because what money is coming in the pocket of people. People can spend, because as they work they get paid, so people can spend. So retail sales is also going to increase. You get it? So it's like a food chain. It's connect the dots from this dot to this dot to this dot to this dot to the end point. So GDP at this point is very low when it comes to the pounds. So this is forecasted number. This is not an actual number. Okay, this is a forecasted data that they're expecting. So 0.0%, which is lower than the previous one what was released, but this is just speculated numbers. We need to wait for the actual to get released. You get it? You need to wait for the actual to get released. So based on this information that has been presented before us, what we are going to be waiting for, or what we are expecting it to happen, is what we are expecting the pound to be very weak. Okay, it has been released already. So we're having like 7 minutes 51 seconds for it to be released. So Forex Factory has really upgraded. Those times you don't see these things. So you are having like 7 minutes 40 seconds for it to be released. So let's talk about the data. So at this point they are expecting what? They're expecting less goods and services produced by the country. Less goods and services produced by UK. So that means the UK economy is not doing well. If GDP is very low, if GDP of a country is what defines the health of the country. Okay, if your GDP is very low, that means what? Your country, you are not performing well. Your country is not in good shape, or the health of the country is very bad. You get it? So at this point, you're expecting the pound to be very weak at this point. So you get it? You're expecting the pound to be very weak. So if the pound becomes weak, what are you going to be expecting? So with GBP card, if the pound is weak, since the pound is the base currency, we're expecting it to sell. Okay, we're expecting it to sell. So if it happens to be true, then you're expecting the pound to sell. You get it? You're expecting pound card to be selling. So what of pound USD? Pound USD too should also be selling, since what they're expecting the pound to be very weak at this point. So they have even already started taking their move. So they have already started selling. Okay, so that's what you are expecting it to happen. So you need to first of all understand the meaning of the event. You need to understand the meaning of what the economic event, so that you will know the impact that is going to be having on the currency at host. You get me? So GDP is what, as I said, GDP means what, goods and services produced by a country. So if more goods and services are produced in a country, it speaks well about the economy. That means the economy is doing well, the health of the economy is well in good shape, or is very positive. You get it? So at this point, as you are saying, you're expecting bad numbers, the numbers that they're expecting it to come out is what, lesser than what's happened in the previous month. At this point, if the pound becomes weak, any pair that you are going to pair it with the pound, it's also going to be very strong. Okay, because forex are traded in pairs. If you are buying one, you are selling one. So at this point, as you are going to be selling the pound, since it's going to be weak, we need to be buying the other related currency too as well. So any pair that we're going to be pairing it with the pound, the pair is going to be strong, the pound is going to be weak. But one thing you need to understand is what, it is just a speculated numbers. It is not actual numbers. As I always say, if it is actual, I will just sell my landlord's house and bet on this one. But one thing you need to understand is what, it is not actual, it is just speculated. Okay, so the actual hasn't been released. So in the next 4 minutes, the actual will be released. So if the actual gets released, then you will know what is what, the factual, what is real, the real numbers. You are going to get to understand or get to know the real numbers. So that's the lending session, that's the GBP. Okay, so let's move to today. You are going to be having an important data, which is retail sales. This is an important data. This is very sensitive. Investors are having an eye on this one. So with retail sales, to what it simply means is what, goods and services what, being sold to consumers. Okay, goods and services what, businesses sold to consumers. You get it? So this one too is like, if more goods and services are sold to consumers, what is going to happen is what, it speaks well about the economy. If the numbers are high, it means that what, the country or the economy is doing well. So changes in what, the numbers of what, changes in the numbers of what, goods what, sold to what, consumers, or goods bought by consumers at the business level. Okay, goods bought at the consumers level. I say consumers, goods businesses sold to consumers. You get it? Yeah, so this one too, if the numbers are very high, it speaks well about the economy. So at this point, they are expecting the core retail sales month over month 0.3%, and the previous numbers was 0.5. You get it? 0.5. So at this point too, with dollar, they're expecting retail sales to be very low. So if it is low, that means the dollar too is also going to be weak. So any pair that you're going to be pairing it with a dollar, it is going to what, the dollar is going to depreciate in value. The dollar, you are going to sell the dollar, and what, the other currency pair too is going to appreciate, which means what, you are going to be buying that currency pair. So you have to know which one is the base currency and which one is the quote currency, because one thing you need to understand is what, the base currency is always what you see on the chart is a reflection of what is happening for the base currency. So that's what you need to understand. And at the same time, we are going to be having unemployment claims. With unemployment claims, they're expecting more people to get unemployed. So it's, you see, this one is just a reflection of what you are going to be happening, what is going to be happening to the unemployment claims. You get it? Since retail sales are low, that means what, more people will be laid off because they are not buying, goods and services are stuck, business retail levels that they are not able to sell. Okay, so since it is very low, what is going to happen is what, they are going to lay more people off. So if they lay them off, what is going to happen is what, more people are going to be claiming for unemployment benefits. So this is unemployment claim. So 229, 228, you get it? So the difference is not that wide like that. So they're expecting it. So the dollar in general with this news presented to us, they're expecting it to be very weak. But at the same time, the Fed chair is going to speak. And as I indicated earlier, I've been saying it. If the Fed chair is speaking, it talks about the interest rate. So at this point, that one too is going to bring more volume in the market. So in general, you are going to be seeing some from New York session to New York Stock Exchange session. You are going to be before the New York Stock Exchange session, you are going to be experiencing some what? You are going to be experiencing some major market movement. All right, so let's see. Has the news been released? So we're having like 1 second for the news to be released. So okay, you're having 1 minute for the news to be released. So let's see if what we are expecting it to happen is going to come to pass. Let's see what's going to happen. So in the next 50 seconds, as the data, as I said, it is not, this data we are seeing is not fact. Okay, it is not actual. So it can change and the pound is going to be strong. Okay, it can change and the pound is going to be strong. So we're having like 35 seconds. So after it has been released, you refresh the data and see the data that came out. So 24 seconds more, 20 seconds. So what's the analyst brought, or what traders are expecting it to happen is what? Weakness in the pound. So let's see if it is going to be true. Having like 9 seconds, 7 seconds, 5 seconds more, 2 seconds more, 1, go, let's go. So it is loading. Let's refresh our data. So you refresh it. Okay, so I'm making it beginners friendly. Today is Thursday, right? Okay, so you see the numbers that came out. Comparing these numbers 0.2 to the forecast numbers, that means what? It is positive. So you see, as I always say, this is just speculation. You see what you were expecting it to happen at this point, it just failed. You get it? Now GDP was what? 0.2, which is higher than what the lower numbers that analysts were expecting. So at this point, the pound will become very strong. This is the actual numbers. So at this point, the pound will become very strong because the data being released is what? 0.2% as compared to the forecast, which is 0.0%. So at this point, the pound is going to be very strong. So you see, the data, the previous analysis that we did was wrong. It was wrong because of what? It's not like we were wrong like based on our interpretation. It was wrong because of what the data that was what was wrong. Okay, they made a wrong assumption. So at this point, this is the actual one. So the actual one is positive. So the pound is very strong. So let's see. So you see, pound card is what? Pound card just moved up. I hope you are seeing it. Pound card just move up. You get it. So that's how it works. So you don't have to rely solely on it to be saying, oh, it's going to happen because of what this. That's not how it works. Yeah, so let's first of all move to the pair you are interested in. And I think Euro USD2 is also looking good. So I'll analyze that one. So this is what I'm expecting. The reason why I'm not paying attention to the pound this thing is what? This candle just closed below this zone, so that's why I'm kind of not interested in taking a buy. I would have been looking for a buy to take on the pound card. Okay, I would have been looking for a buy to be taken on the pound card. But the reason is what? I'm not interested in how the H4 closed below what? The zone. So that's why I'm kind of reserved. So let's move to the monthly. Let's analyze everything fresh. So looking at the monthly time frame, okay, so this is what I do every day, the same thing every day. I've not changed anything, the same thing every day. The same thing every day. So moving to the monthly time frame. Okay, so looking at the monthly time frame, with the monthly time frame, this is the monthly time frame. So this is the monthly what? Zones. So this is monthly. Okay, this is the monthly time frame. So moving to, so the reason why this is not a support, because the candle has not yet closed, even though we are seeing a turning point over here. But this is not support. The reason is what the candle hasn't closed. I hope you people can hear me. If you can hear me, type one in the chat box. If you can hear me, type one in the chat box. Let me know if you can hear me. And please kindly give a like. Click on the thumbs up button. If you join the stream, the first thing you have to do is what? You click on the thumbs up button. Let me know if you can hear me. The room is silent. I don't know whether. Okay. So Alpha can hear me. Sananam Ponsa can hear me. Okay. Alright. So looking at the monthly time frame, this is a resistance level. Okay. This is a resistance level. So what I was saying is what the reason why this level is not valid is because the candle hasn't closed. This candle hasn't closed. So it is no more valid. Okay, it's no more valid. So looking at the weekly time frame, so with the weekly time frame, you're having this rejectional level over here. We're having this rejectional level over here at the weekly time frame. It's like I saw was it GBP card, or I did different thing. Okay. So these are the zones. So looking at the daily, was it not this thing? Okay, I think the zone is over here. So the reason why I said I'm not interested in GBP card, even though it might move up, is because of this zone. So looking at this one, okay, I want to touch it exactly. So since they are expecting the pound to strong, then it should continue moving up. But one thing is, based on my technical analysis, that's why I didn't take this trade. So looking at the daily time frame, the trend for the daily time frame is what? The trend too is a downtrend. You get it? So this is just the trend is like the trend is a downtrend. Technically, it is a downtrend, but the H4 is an uptrend. Okay, H4 is an uptrend. So this is where I wanted to take about. But the reason why, like, I was reserved is what this candle closed below this one. Because mostly my focus time frame is the H4. So if this candle has closed below, I was expecting if it closed above this one, then maybe I would have been interested in this buy. Okay, I would have been interested in this buy. I would have been interested in this buy. But because of the H4, mostly I don't rely on the lower time frame. I need to wait for the the H4 time frame to give me confirmation before I will take a buy. I will take a position. Okay, but it can continue to this side. It can continue to this side, but rules are rules, so I have to respect my rules. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to take a buy. Then the trend will continue to the side, but because of this one, the daily, you see the candle just closed below the daily zone, so that's what's kind of. But looking at this candle to the H4 candle has broken above this one, so it tells you that candle structure has shifted to an uptrend. But I'm not interested. So USD CHF, yeah, I think it's flipping. Yeah. So USD CHF, even though the zone is small, but this is what I'm interested in taking. So I'm hoping it's going to flip. The moment it starts flipping bullish, I'll go in for a buy. So I'm hoping within maybe London Open, we can see something of that sort. That's what I'm expecting it to happen. If it happens, then I'll go in for a buy. So let's move to the monthly time frame. So USD CHF is the trade that I would love taking. So looking at the monthly time frame, you're having this zone over here at the monthly time frame. So you have to make sure the distance is touching it exactly, because you are going to be using the body of the candle to make your decision. So a point where the body of the candle is kind of, you need to make sure it has touched it exactly. Okay, you need to make sure it has touched it exactly. So looking at the weekly time frame, so with the weekly time frame, so you're having this zone over here at the weekly time frame. You get this. So you need to make sure, as I indicated, you need to make sure it is touching it. You need to make sure it is touching it. So looking at the daily time frame. So let me see. Okay. I think this one to the zone is very small. Oh. So the zone is very small. The zone is very small. These are also higher time frame zones. So these trades are not looking good at all. These trades are not looking good. The zones are choked. We want bigger zones to trade within. Okay, not smaller zones. We want bigger zones to trade within. So so after identifying, plotting your zones, because one thing, the reason why I waste my time on this zone is what? The market reacts on those levels. You get it? So you have to position yourself so that you don't fall into the trap of the zones, buying on what? Trying to buy on a resistance level, trying to sell on a support level. That is why you keep on losing. So identify the zones, blending it with your structure. Okay, how to read the market, then you are there to go. Identify it, you blend it with structure, then you are there to go. So that's what you need to know. So looking at the zones at this point, I just noticed they are very, like, the zones are not, because at the, this is the monthly time frame. So if price breaks and it is pulling back, it's going to pull back on these levels. You get it? Pulling back on this level, pulling back on these levels. So you need to make sure what, you don't fall into the trap of this thing. So at this point, when price is coming up again, it's going to come up to this level. So weekly time frame. So sometimes if you are not getting trades, like, you might allow yourself to, you get frustrated, and you allow yourself to what, to be taking average trades that doesn't meet something that you've seen it happening. Because trading, everyone sees the market differently. Everyone is having its own experience level. You get it? So if someone is taking this trade, you don't have to also be taking it, because the person knows what's the reason of taking that trade. He has an experience. That's why he has the experience of that trade. That's why he's taking. So if you don't have experience on that thing, based on what you have been seeing, don't force yourself. Don't allow yourself. Okay, don't expose yourself to be taken. Just relax. Your own will come. Okay, but sometimes the moment you are not getting trades, what happens is what we just feel like, you let me take it like that and see what will happen. You just in there, because if you don't take trades, you feel like you are not doing something significant. That's what mostly happens. So you need to understand your system. Okay, so this week I've not taken, like, all the trades that you've been analyzing, but it's just not giving us the entries. So the first trade you missed this week on Tuesday was GBP card. You were expecting it to come to the area of interest, but it just started moving before us. Okay, and Tuesday and Wednesday we took USD CHF. That was also cool. On that was it on Wednesday? Oh, it's okay. On Tuesday we took USD CHF. On Wednesday, another USD CHF that was yesterday presented itself. It also didn't come to the area of interest, and we just missed it. So that's fine. So looking at the daily time frame trend is an uptrend. Okay, the daily time frame trend is an uptrend. So you need to understand how to restructure. Price just made higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Okay, so the trend is what? An uptrend. The trend is an uptrend. The trend is an uptrend at this point. So what you are waiting for is for a flip. Okay, but the zone, I just noticed that At first I was using, okay, the zone is kind of not big, not wide. Looking at the H4 time frame. Oh, I just changed something here. Okay. So looking at the H4 time frame, the zone is very small. So if this candle happens to close here, you are going to be targeting. So I will not be taking this trade. The zone is very small. I'm no more interested. I was thinking the zone is going to be around the side and you take the flip. But the zone is very small. So I'm not interested in this trade. So let me check GBP card. So you see, this was the trade I wanted to take. This was the trade. So GBP card, when I get trade on GBP card, I'm kind of very confident. So you should have noticed that since the news came out positive. So you see, technical is moving with fundamentals. Okay, the GDP came out positive, and technical analysis too is saying pound is going to buy, and it just aligned with the fundamental. But the reason I didn't take it because of the zone. So this would have been a perfect trade. So this would be the target. This have been the perfect. When I get a trader on pound card, I'm very, very confident with that. This have been the perfect trade bar. So moves like this, you just have to sit and observe, just watch what is happening. So technical, the reason why it is pumping is because of the GDP happens to be very positive. Okay, so it's aligned with the technical analysis. So you see, I've learned something new over here. Okay, I've learned something new over here. You see the importance of blending the technical analysis with the fundamental analysis. You don't have to focus solely on the technical analysis. Understand the basic economic events. You get it? Understand the basic economic events. So this, you see, they are on top of my watch list. So I wanted to be taking a buy on this one. So it would have been a good trade. So you know one painful thing, like you know the direction of the market and you keep on missing it. See the pound yen, this trade for instance. Keep on missing this trade. See how it moved. Keep on missing. This one too, I was expecting price. You see, this is the area of interest and see where price got to. So I was expecting price to just move down over here. Then I'll go in for a buy. But buying at this point, if it happens, price decides to what, pull back, you are going to be in drawdown. A similar thing happened with USD card. With this same thing, like the reason you shouldn't be buying in the middle of the range. This same thing happened on USD card. So if you watch USD card, this trade where is it? USD card last time, the last Tuesday CPI. Yeah, this trade. So you see, this trade, what happened is what? I took a buy over here. So you see price currently, this is where price has broken. So I was targeting this small range. I was taking this small range. So I moved to the lower time frame, let's say the 30-minute time frame. So at this point, let's say, oh, maybe you want to take a buy over here. Okay, if you want to take a buy over here, this is the area of interest. This is the area of interest. If you are taking a buy over here and price decides to pull back, you are going to be in drawdown like how many pips? 7 pips before you don't know if price is even going to what, move up. Okay, so what I mostly do is what, I don't take when price has moved far from the area of interest. What I mostly do is what, I wait for price to pull back, then I'll take the buy. So let's see what happened. As price, so you see it broke the high. So expecting maybe putting your stop loss, you putting your entry over here. This is where you are going to be in drawdown. See what happened. You get it. You see what's happening over here. Price decides what, pull back before what, moving in your direction. So mostly it's very important you wait for price to come to that zone. Okay, that's what mostly I wait for. Wait for price to come to that zone. So after price has gotten to the zone, you wait for confirmation. So I mostly use candle confirmation. After this one, so this one is a bullish candle giving me a clue that price is going to take off before I'll take a buy. So this is where I mostly go in for a buy. Okay, so after the change of what, Trend, I use the 30 minutes, then what, I'll target this zone. So moving to the 15-minute time frame. So this was, so I was targeting this zone, but what happened is what, you see, price is currently close to the area of interest. Price is currently close to this zone. So if it happens, price is even pulling back, you are not going to be in deep drawdown. You get it? If price decides to pull back on you are not going to be in deep drawdown. But if it happens, you take a trade over here. If it happens, you take a trade over here, being in drawdown, and if price decides to move in your favor, by the time you break even, then it's late. So buying a hanging trade, why don't you find something and climb? Then what, you get access to it, access to, if there was a fruit and you are trying to just jump and just plug it, just jump, it's going to be very very tough. Why don't you find something so that you get close to the fruit, then you just plug it. So that's how trading to works. So if you buy over here, if you decide to come down, you are going to be deep plug down. I don't love that. So I want price to be close to the level that I believe and trust, then I'll take a buy. So let's see what happens. Price decides to what? Move. So even if price has moved like this, you would have still been in drawdown. You get it? You would have still been in drawdown. So now, if I enter over here, I'm now in profit. You get it? I'm now in profit. And if you buy close to an area of interest, what mostly happens is what? It gives you good risk to reward. Okay, it gives you good risk to reward, because if you are taking a trade over here, your stop loss is going to be below here. Okay, your stop loss is going to be below here, which is high, or which is what? Higher than what? Which is far from the area of interest. So this is where I took the buy, and price decided to pull back. You see, even at this point, I would have even been what, either what, getting like 1-to-1 by now. So you see, 1:1.5. I can take profit when the CPI is about to be released. You get it? So this is the reason I mostly love taking trades close to what, the area of interest. Okay, so let's analyze one pair. So wow, this pair, I really love GBP card. GBP card is my favorite. Those times it used to be GBP USD, but now my favorite is GBP card. That pair you, it moves well. It moves well. GBP card moves well. So this would have been the entry, but I think even the news gave it what? The news gave it. It made price went high. Yeah, so the news was around this side. Okay. True, like I should have taken a buy with the fundamentals. After the news got released, I should have taken a buy, because the fundamental is saying what, pound is going to be strong. So I should have noticed that price is going to go. So I should have even take an aggressive trade. So by now I would have gotten like 1 to 2 rigs reward now. But it's all fine. I'll just steady the move well. Okay, I'll just steady the move. So you see how fundamentals and technical analysis works together. See how it is pumping. So I would have gotten like 1 to 2 by now. Wow. It's all fine. So you just have to learn from the trade and you just move on. Because as indicated over here, the fundamentals were saying what, pound is going to be very strong. Okay, because GDP was positive. So you should have known that what, pound is going to continue moving up. So you should have gone in aggressively with the fundamental analysis. But it's all fine. The market is not going anywhere. That's what most people don't understand. Just learn. You don't have to beat yourself up. Just learn from the move. Okay, just learn from the move. So this move like this, I will learn from it, because it was aligned perfectly with my technical. But the one thing that made me slow was this zone. Okay, was this zone, the daily zone. But one thing I've noticed is that when most of the time when it happens like that, it moves. So this is really really pumping. Wow. But it's all fine. But the news, I think the news too. So yeah, the news kind of. So this would have been the point. The entry would have been. Yeah, this would have been where the entry would have been. But it's all fine. We just learned from the trade. It will happen again. GDP is going to happen again. So USD CHF, as I said, the zone is small, so it's even moving down. So what again? What else? So Euro USD, you will talk about it. So the opportunities are the ones you just miss. GBP card, you just miss. So I'm just scanning for opportunities and kind of not getting. Scanning for opportunities. Scanning for opportunities. Okay, so let's analyze Euro USD. Let's check out on gold. Gold is in the middle of a range, so still in the middle of a range. It's still in the middle of a range, so there's no trade opportunity on gold. So this morning there was no high impact news, like there was no high news from the US. Everything goes slice. AUD USD reverses as media report lifts greenback. Okay. So there's no any labor force. There's no breaking news. There's no breaking news. Yeah, so with gold, there's no breaking news on it. So let's move on. Let me check. Mostly Nasdaq also moves very well. Yeah. Okay, let's do Euro USD. Let's see what's happening. Oh, it's also turning around. Yeah, Euro USD, the price action on Euro USD is really looking good. So it can give an opportunity. So let's first of all analyze Euro USD and see what's happening. So with the monthly time frame, there was a rejectional level over here at the monthly time frame. There was a monthly time frame over here. There was another rejectional level over here. There was another rejectional level at the monthly time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame, with the weekly time frame, there was another rejectional level over here. There was another rejectional level over here. So a lot of rejectional levels at the monthly time frame, at the weekly time frame. So looking at the daily, looking at the daily time frame. So what you want to see is what the daily time frame is currently. The daily time frame is currently what? An uptrend. The daily time frame is a downtrend rather. You get it? Looking at the H4 time frame. So daily is a downtrend. Looking at the H4 time frame, H42 is what? A downtrend. Yeah, so at this point, unless maybe we see candle making a turnaround, price closing below this one, then we're going for what? We're going for a buy, a sell rather. So something like this, then we're going for a sell. Other than that, I'm not interested in. Or maybe price can pull back. So looking at the daily time frame, this is the various rejectional levels. Yeah, so price can pull back to this level. Either price will pull back on this level, Okay, either price will pull back on this level, then you're going for a sell. Okay, I think that one will be good. If price pulls back on this one, since it has broken the high, the previous H4 high, price pulls back on this one, then you're going for what? A sell. That's what I'm expecting on Euro USD. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting on Euro USD. GBP card, wow. GBP card has really moved well. So this one has drawn my attention to the fundamental. I should have taken the buy when the fundamentals was saying what after the news got released and not getting to understand that the pound is strong. I should have taken an impulsive move. Should have taken a move on that. I should have taken this where this is the news candle. You see this one where the candle with a wick. So I should have taken when price started pulling back and flipping. This is where I should have taken the trade. Because GDP was saying so. Next time it's definitely going to happen again. So next time I'll take advantage. And the reason I think the H4 zone too was also part. The daily zone. This daily zone was also a reason I didn't give it much attention. This zone over here was also a reason because the H4 closed below the zone. So it was also a reason I didn't give it much attention. I would have taken the buy. But all the same, we learned from it. Okay, even though you missed the trade buy, it's cool, it's all good. Okay, so this morning could have even gotten simple 1 2 2. So I was having GBP card and USD CHF in mind. My GBP card it would have been a simple trade, just quick, just easy money. But it's fine. That's fine. That's fine. GBP card really, that pair is kind of like it really works perfectly well with my system, with my strategy. GBP card is like kind of every week it gives an opportunity. I think this week it hasn't given me like any opportunity like that. But every week, so today it has given an opportunity like this. Every week. So last week it gave me last week I didn't get a trade on that. Was it? Yeah, last week was GBP JP. Yeah. Last week I rather got trades on GBP JPY. Last 2 weeks I got this trade. Yeah. So majority of the times it gives and last 3 weeks it was this one. But it's all fine. I'll just study this move. I'll study it, how it happened, how everything played out. I didn't give it attention because of the daily zone. That's why. I didn't give it attention because of the daily zone. It has really moved well with the fundamentals. So you see how fundamentals really drive price. So let's see with the New York session, the pairs that are potential to give an opportunity. So Euro NZD was something too that I was having a close eye on. But what happened is what I was expecting this one to even close below, but now the trend has shifted. So I'm no more interested in it. AUD JPY. Let me check the daily. The daily is an uptrend. H4 is a downtrend. It's also a breakout, so no trade on it. This one too is a breakout, no trade. So USD card, it's in a range. So with that one to no better trade. Euro JPY also breakouts. GBP AUD also breakouts. NZD card also is also in a downtrend. Euro card Let me check the daily time frame on Euro card. Yes, I think there was okay. Euro card was yeah. Euro card was also looking good. The zone was very small. The zone on Euro card was very small. Yeah, the zone was very small. It wasn't good to take a trade on. So opportunities has become very difficult to take to get. Okay. So AUD card. Looking at the daily at AUD card. Yeah, I think AUD card is looking promising. AUD card is looking promising. But the zone is not big. So the zone is like 20 pips. Okay, maybe you can manage. Can manage the 20 pips. Yeah, so maybe we can manage the 20 pips. So I'll be having, unless maybe the H4 close, you have like 2 hours for the H4 close. If the H4 close, you will see what to do on your AUD card. The zone is kind of, it's okay. So this one is going to be similar like what happened on the pattern that happened on USD during yesterday during the New York session. So this trade, I was looking for price to what come down to take a buy on this trade, but price happened to what? It happens. It was in the middle of the range. There was no pullback like that. Okay, so I was expecting to take this buy. So it's the same thing over here. Same thing happening over here. So let's see what will happen. GBP card. Oh, GBP card would have been the trade. I should have studied the news and followed the news. I should have taken the trade the moment I realized the news was positive. I should have gone in aggressively and followed the news. That's what I should have done. I should have gone in aggressively and followed the news. Because everything was looking good. But only this point, that's why I didn't give it attention like that. Should have taken. But we learn. It's all fine. So you learn. So fundamentals are very important, guys. Fundamentals are very, very important. You need to make sure you understand how to read it. So this morning, if I followed the fundamentals, I would have taken advantage of this one very, very quick. I would have gotten this trade very, very quick. I would have gotten the trade, but it's all fine. It's very painful, but it will definitely happen again. So the zone was clean zone. Okay, it was clean zone, and this week I've just been missing trades just like that. But this weekend I'll just sit and just go over the mistakes I did where I could have taken the trades and those stuff. So you need to go over your trades, okay? You need to go over because with time you are going to be taking them. It's going to repeat itself again. The market definitely is the same pattern we take every day. The market repeats itself every single day. It repeats itself. It kind of repeats itself. So let's analyze AUD card again. So looking at AUD card, these are the various zones. These are the various zones. These are the various zones. So looking at the weekly, let me see. Okay. There's no zones. Daily time frame. Price is currently what at this point at the daily time frame. Looking at the H4, yeah, so this is the zone you are going to what be trading within. So if it happens this candle close below, it will give more confidence to execute a buy on this trade. Let's hope you having the time is kind of 2 hours time. With 2 hours time, if there's volume, this one will just quickly move up very fast. So let's hope maybe it will just be hovering around this level before, like, so, or until maybe 9 o'clock. Okay, until 9 o'clock, then we go in. Let's hope it was going to hovering around this level until 9 o'clock, then we go in. That's AUD card. So USD CHF just mess up. So GBP card. Okay guys, if I have not given a like to the video, kindly give a like to the channel. If you have not subscribed to, kindly subscribe. I'm giving you free value with my simple trading system. You see how simple my trade? I just draw horizontal lines. I don't draw the, what do you call it, trend lines. I don't do this, I don't do this. Just simple. You get it? Just simple horizontal lines. That's what I use to receive payout. So the other trade we took on USD CHF, that was on Tuesday. USD CHF kind of pissed me off because yesterday that we were not expecting it to move massively. See how it moved. And last time we took a trade over here, it moved well. It pumped for some minutes, and I closed the trade the moment I saw the 15-minute time frame closed with no wick at the top. What was the trade? The 15-minute time frame closed with no wick at the top. The moment I saw it, I knew you are going to be having some deep pullback. So I told my signal group to close the trade. The 15-minute time frame. Yeah. So you can see over here, this is the candle. You can see this one. So this candle closed with no wick at the top. So the moment I saw that, I noticed that price was kind of what. So I saw some move up. The moment it started retracing, I just take the trade. And the timing too was very bad. So I entered around over here, got some 1-to-1, then I closed the trade. Kind of quick scalp. So this is not a missed trade. We just missed this opportunity. So you see the zones that I draw are not random zones. You see, as price got to the zone, it is rejecting. You get it? As price got to the zone, it is getting rejected. Okay guys, I'm hopping off. You just missed the trade. So see you all same time tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, so see you all same time next week. So if you have not liked the video, kindly give a like to the video. Is anyone having a question? If you're having a question, let me know. Drop it in the chat box. Did you learn something today? Have you learned something new today? Have you learned something new today? Kindly let me know in the chat box. Kindly let me know in the chat box if you have learned something today. So AUD card might be a good trade. Have you learned something new today? You guys need to recommend the channels to your friends. The live stream is kind of AUD card can give us straight signal. If it close like this and we get a candle flip, but we have like 2 hours. Lending session hasn't even opened. Lending session hasn't opened yet. Wow, this one would have been that would have been a bread and butter trade. Okay, guys, learning session hasn't opened yet, so learning will be open around 7 a.m. GMT. So I wanted to take. It's been a while. I took a trade on the stream for you people to see. So I was thinking like, I was having strong hope on USD Okay, I was having strong hope on USD to flip, but it did opposite. So I'm having strong hope, and GBP card too. I was having a strong hope that it will just flip. So you see, it's the same pattern that I've been taking all this while. It's the same pattern. You get it? It is the same pattern over here. Same pattern. Why complicate trading? Trading is simple. Same pattern over here. Thank you. So someone is saying it's really good to be with you every morning. I actually learn. Yeah. So it's the same pattern that keeps on repeating itself. It's the same pattern. This trade that I didn't take has really, I'm pissed off. I wasn't giving it attention. My focus was on USD My focus wasn't on GBP card. My focus wasn't on GBP card. Trading is difficult. Trading is difficult. Go through, but we keep on learning. One beautiful thing, all the trades that you are missing, you keep on learning from that. You keep on learning from that. You get it? So it's nice. It's nice. Once you are missing, or to get your time, you'll be taking them one after the other. One after the other. Some of the trades I used not to be taking those trades, but now I'm taking them. Okay, so if you miss a trade, you get it again. Okay, you get it again. So there's no problem with that. Should have taken this one. Okay, guys, see you all same time next week. Have a good trading day. Bye bye to you all.